gentlemen, boys and girls, here's a name you'll recognise, Colonel Leonidas, and this is the native battle, as hosted by the 15th. Now, you can see these fine fellows riding out, and Leonidas riding into a tree, so it's a good start. Leading his men into battle, trying to avoid solid objects. Now, over here, we have the Brunswickians, of course. Squire Mardam, Sexy Josh. Who's this? There's Dovahkiin. And there's Sir Bodge. And on the far end we have Baron Kungara with a large axe. Also moving out, being left behind by the 33rd, unfortunately, there's Eddard Stark. Now you also have this collection of motley crew, the 15th Berserkers. So a bunch of nutters, a lot of them, sleep in there as well. As you can see, he's slightly berserk at the back there. Killer well and truly unhinged from the general populace. So let me tell you about the team. So on the Saranid Sultanate, we have the 15th, the Brunswickians, of course, the who else is in there? Let's see, the 53E, the 33rd, and the 4E, of course. Now, for the Kingdom of the Vaegirs, we have the 77Y, we have the Gondorians, and let's see, we have the GH in there as well, the Calatravans, of course, and let's see who else. That's about it, really. I mean, you know, plenty of... Oh, the 37th Foot, led by, of course, their erstwhile colonel and leader, Barbs. So here is the 33rd, Corporal Draken, moving out with his line troops. Look at this. The foot troopers making their way up towards the hill. Now. Oh dear. Here's the 37th line of troop. And they're chucking in the javelins. Oh, mass javelins going into the 33rd. The protagonist gets taken down. You can see huge amounts of javelins going on. Oh, look at that jumping slice there from Captain Revel. Oh, and then in come the cavalry at the same time. That's it. Yeah, it's the 77Y. So those opportunistic cavalry gits have arrived and are now in there doing their thing with their polearms. Yes, I know, it sounds really bad, but, you know, what can you say? So as you can see here, Diak Chappie, 37th Spearman. As you can see, they're all in there as well. See, you've also got this guy over here. There we go, poor old Private Alex. He is no more. And so the 37th, and there's Lady Crumpenna. These guys are going to reform. And there's Knight Gaz, who's looking surprisingly sober. His eyes are not crossed as far as I can see, which, needless to say, is a bit of a turn up for the book. So, the cavalry move out. You've also got the opposing forces cavalry over here. There's Leonidas and the 33rd. Now, here's a nice shield wall on the 15th. So, there's the Saranids moving up against the Vaegirs. At the same time as the cavalry, the 77Y, come in, and King Aragorn of Gondor is doing his best to defend himself and his troops. Looking very determined today. And being bashed to the floor by a horse. So there we go. Over on one side here, you have plenty more of troopers doing their best to defend themselves. There's the 77Y Midgarder. There's Cordven. There's Natta. All in here with the Calatravans trying to defend themselves. So these archers are trying to get away. Oh, flying horses everywhere. So you've now got Lortano trying to deal with cavalrymen. And there's your Calatravans also trying to deal with them. So there's Rickamaroo working with the other cavalry to try and take down these fellows. Oh, one cavalryman goes down. Let's see. Oh. So you can see now Ricamaru making his way round. And it's one big mass punch-up, as you can see, on this particular area. You've got these archers who are still trying to do their job. Norfendel Sentinel being taken down by Mardam of Brunswick. And more fire coming in from the 37th Foot. Those javelins are deadly. So, watching the javelins, there's Sascar Wesley. And there's a guy there who appears to have a spear sticking out of his arm. Difficult to say. So this is the spear wall. The Huskarls in there, trying their best to do a spear wall. And deal with the enemy. Now, who's this mad, bald-headed chap? Diek Chappie. 37th Spearman, complete with spears in the shield in his rear. So, I don't think he could take that off if he wanted to. Oh, look at that bit of spin with the old big ball. Oh, there we go. He's going in with a big ball again. And he then takes down Berserker Bloodraven. Oh, took a pole arm to the rear there. Or a pole to the rear, quite literally. And then took a pole to the face. So, 15th Berserker Killer. And there is the king of the 15th. Trying to deal with the cavalry. Leading his troops. Urging his troops onwards to greater glory. And much stabbiness. So, as we are big fans... Oh my god, there's a big spear out of that horse's butt. As we are big fans of stabby goodness, although I'm guessing Itak, or Itgaff, is not so much a fan of it, as he recently became a victim. So you can see the battle going on. The trouble is, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between the two sides. So, needless to say, there is a little bit, so I suppose, you know, the Saronids. So there we go, there's Gondorian. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. Canny Miller taking down Elros. In fact, technically speaking, Elros was from Numenor. And there we go. The Vaegirs have won the round. But he could be related to him, so we'll have to see. And we'll move on to the next round. And so we return with the second round. Now, obviously, the last one was a little bit confusing. So here is Ricamaru with the Vaegirs, as you can see. There's Saladin and Norfendel. So those guys all moving out. The Gondorian spearmen under the command of the King Aragorn. You also have the cavalry moving out in sections. And of course, fine archers from the Calatravian area, I suppose you could say, maybe. I'm not sure if it's from, like, you know, I wasn't sure if it's from the Calatravian area or the, you know, the county of Calatrava, or maybe, you know, the mountains of Calatrava, who's to say. Anyway, the 37th Foot, God only knows where he's from. And Dumb and Dun, oh dear, that's probably Demon Dan. And there's Cadet McCleardon. And all the rest of it. And there is Remixer at the back. Who's this? This is Boromir from the Fellowship. Currently not as per normal, as he doesn't have any arrows sticking out of him. He's not trying to blow his horn. And now you're seeing the knights are attacking already. You've got these guys, so here are these fellows. The Saronids are in there. And you can see that the Vaegirs are already attacking with their cavalry. You've now got the Saronids moving down to support. All this lovely long line of 33rd. Getting into some kind of shield wall organisation, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. So you can see them all here. The Huskarls in there as well. They're trying to absolutely butcher this guy. Oh no! There's Cadet Zaib with a spear in his foot and a spear in his back. There we go. So now the cavalry from the Vaegirs making a quick pass through, and the hill is covered with Saronids. Look at this. Oh, this is fantastic stuff. Look at that line, isn't it beautiful? However, they got to watch out because those swords, the arrows are coming over at a fair old rate, so they better get the bits and pieces up. And there, over on the far side, are their opposing forces. The King, Senkris. And now, just over the hill, more Vegas from the 77Y. And there's Malekith in there. And this must be a section of the Calatravian archers moving up. Now you've got the shield wall moving up as well. Aragorn of Gondor moving up with his troops. You've also then got the 37th foot moving up in addition. So these guys all making their way up. All getting there slowly and surely. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. So you can see the shield walls advancing slowly. Now these guys have got to be careful because they're standing to one side of the shield walls and they could be potentially taken out quite quickly. But as you can see, they're certainly firing pretty rapidly. Nightgaz takes down Colonel Leonidas of the 33rd. So the Colonel of the Cavalry for the 33rd is down, the Saunid Sultanate. Look at all these arrows coming over. Look at this. This is fantastic. Look. Once your sword is down, you're in deep doo-doo. Listen to all those arrows come flying over the top. So look at that. Also got javelins going out, being thrown. These guys standing to try and soak up the arrow storm. And you've obviously got these guys at the rear, adding additional shield walls until the cavalry finishes off the enemy over here on the right. So very soon there's going to be a charge. Nobody attacking this lot. You can see them all. There we go. There's Peppy. He's taunting them. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like the 33rd have chosen to charge in. And this is where it gets messy, boys and girls. Look at this. Oh my God. There's so many people. It's going to be hard to keep up with all the murders going on. Look at this. Fantastic stuff. Everyone gets into, and the 15th have just team killed the king. Dear oh dear, fantastic stuff. And then obviously the 77Y and the 33rd come in their cavalry form, so there's Gay Ben in there as well. The protagonist in there doing his thing with a pretty good axe. A solid head there, should be able to do some damage. And there we go. Oh, Landsmack gets team killed by the 15th, Frodo. So it's now officially a proper battle. You've now got likes of Yarrick in there from the 53E. And plenty going on. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There's Yarrick in. Oh, dear, he's taking a slice. He's trying to block it. He's got to try and keep the guy at distance with a spear. Let's have a look. Bit of speary goodness. Oh, that was nasty. Hit from multiple directions with a spear. Oh, that was very 300. That was very nice indeed. So now we're watching Spearman Diak Chappie. Not anymore, we're not. And now you can see Le Gamer get killed. So Crap says, tell my son I hate him. It's not really the kind of, you know, leaving present when you give it. Oh, look at that jumping slice by Aragorn into sexy Josh of Brunswick. Now he's sexy bleeding Josh of Brunswick. Now sexy decomposing. Yeah, okay, let's not go down that line. Slightly disturbing. Fellowship Aragorn, there's the man. Oh, taken down with a mighty axe swing from Sir Bodge. Sir Bodge, as always, effective both in spear and axe. And let's see. I think it's fair to say that at the moment numbers wise, the Saranid Sultanate have the advantage, and the numbers for, look at that, 18 kills, 1 death. Seriously? Oh, is cavalry. So now we're looking at Ricamaru, one of the few people remaining standing. Or riding, I suppose you could say. Oh, look at that! Oh, lovely turn and stab into Fix. Oh, and Fix is a lancerman. He's going to be pissed about that. He is going to be pissed. Oh no, looks like Ricamaru's coming under a little bit of stabbing from the enemy, and he stops and is dehorsed. Now, can he do anything about it? It looks like he's having everything thrown at him. Looks like one of the horses goes down, and Ricamaru is finished off by Sir Bodge. And that, boys and girls, is the end of that round. And so the next round is underway. As you can see, plenty of Vaegirs moving out from spawn. So you watch them charge over to their allotted point. Aragorn making his way past the camera there. See all the guys moving out. With Perdenek of Calatrava at the rear. The mighty Calatravan arrow storm will be occurring soon. And we shall fly over the battlefield to find out what's going on. Canuge! Rastafari SSS. Slayer Boy. And there's Murray. So, now, there's Gaz, holding on to one of the sections of the cavalry. Here are all the line troops moving up, getting ready to set up a shield wall, which is what you can see here. Dual shield walls from the 77Y and the Gondorians, and over here, more of the 77Y. So pretty substantial wall. And you can hear, oh, there we go. Brunswickians have just jumped onto the arrows. Or the arrowmen over here. Oh no, the poor Calatravian arrows. Oh. The poor Calatravian archers. Surprised by cavalry. And now being taken down, pared down in numbers. That's really going to hurt them. So you can see now Perdenek doing his best to defend. Looks like doing quite well against the cavalry, I have to say. They've just lost Sparta or Calatrava as well. Oh, he's being hit by horses. Yeah, slap him on the butt. Let's see. Oh, lovely stab there. And he is doing a great job here, Perdenek, of defending himself against the evil cavalry that has attacked him. So as you can see, he's waiting for an opportunity to do some stabbing. Or a little bit of archery. Oh. Okay. Oh, nice stab, sir. So poor old Tywin Lannister taken down with a crossbow. Elros of Gondor taken down by Sir Craps. Eddard Stark getting killed, as usual, probably before the end of the first series. And we are currently looking at Ethril. There's Aragorn. And there's Boromir. And next to him is Gandalf. And behind them is Legolas. So you can see here, look at this, massive amounts of spears going in. They're holding, as you can see. Now they're going in for the charge any minute now. There we go. The command to break the line has been given, and they're going in, and Matt gets a team kill. Fantastic stuff. There's Archer Holt. And you can see the battle continuing here. Oh dear. Oh dear, Constant's been hit from multiple directions, not looking good. Let's see, there's Royston in there. Pascal for the 15th. Mercenary Aura. Big curving sword. There's Pascal Swifty. And there's Tokyo Sex Whale. Great name. And of course, Chaz Yarrick. Having the pot shot at the enemy. And getting then the attention of the enemy. That's the only drawback about shooting the enemy, is you tend to get their attention, and then they come at you and do something like that. So we're looking at Maxi 22 at the moment. He's just lost his sword. Not looking good for him. He's going to be trying to break the shield. Sorry, not lost his sword, but he actually lost his shield. So it's got to be the most... Oh dear, so annoying when you lose one of your shields. This guy's got nothing to defend himself with, and he's getting barged all over the place and stunned by these continual hits, and unfortunately he couldn't get any further with that one. So here's Scarface with Aragorn, who seems to have quite a few spears in his shield. So he won't be putting that shield down anytime soon based on that. Oh no, they haven't gone through his arm, that's just as well. Oh, Aragorn with a stonking shot. Long distance slice. And a spear went straight into his enemy. And got him right on the butt. And I guess that's the end of the map. And so, after a map change, we are now here. With a man beating up a tree. There's Draken. Okay. P of Prussia. A random guy from Norway. There, of course, is Draken with his little ponytail. And there's Lands Mac with a mighty ball. There's fine mace there. Blunt damage for the win. So, commanding officer of the 4E. Charles Vassar, even though it's hard to tell from behind that. Here's the Berserkers. Okay. More Huskals, Yankav. Zeb also. And Murray with a nice kill. And what's this over here? It's lots of arrows and spears coming in from the likes of Nukel, or Knuckle, I should say. Norfindale. And, of course, the Calatravian archers. Now you can see here the 15th moving up onto the top of the hill at the same time as the 33rd come in. Also came charging in. Try and do some damage. So you can see there's Cadet Dishammer. You've got Canny Miller. And there's Loki in. And in comes some... Oh, poor old Loki. Barged to the floor. Huge amount of stabbing going on. There's Cadet McLeon. Looking a little bit concerned. For obvious reasons. So let's see. Frodo. Oh, a random guy gets taken down by an arrow. And we're now looking at Abercrombie. No, we're not. There's Aratar of Calatrava. Dealing with the enemies. Out come the massive, massive sabres here. And swords. The curved sword. Look at this. Fantastic stuff. Calatravian out with the arrows again. Oh, look at that. Oh, poor Pierre Lance being taken down by one of the 15th. And that somebody's out there with a hammer. That's Ramon Moreau. Let's see if we can find Ramon. So there's Ricamaru. Zeb 4 invite. There's Charles Vassar in there with his axe. Let's see. Oh, barge to the floor. He's got to be very careful. That's when somebody will look for an opportunity to have a go at him. That's pretty much what's happening. Oh, look at that. He turned to avoid it. Just got out of the way. And didn't get out of the way. That one. So Charles currently being barged all over the place. Looks like he took a bit of a shot from one side and taken down. Poor Charles Vassar was unable to deal with everybody there. Oh, into Cosmic Native Brunswick. Fantastic stab there from Gamer. On the polearm. There's Lance Corporal Zecht. Currently under a horse. There's Brad Apple in there as well. Going in for a little bit of a cavalry polearm stab. Mercenary Dylan of Brunswick taken down by Gaz. There's Nelly X of Brunswick complete with what appears to be a unicorn for a horse. And Baron Kangara is dead. And we're now looking at Budgenator with a nice javelin kill onto Sexy Josh of Brunswick. And there's Doverkin of Brunswick trying to deal with the enemy cavalry. Oh, Nelix takes down Le Gamer. And here is in with a Bardiche Deluxe. There's Night Gaz. Still on a, yeah, kind of pretty well armoured horse, I'd say. And there's Sir Bodge running away. Fitch gets taken down by Token. Oh, this is going to be bad for Bodge. Oh, is Bodge going to be able to get away? No, Bodge's horse is well and truly bodged. And poor old Bodge is getting horse barged to death. And Bodge is no more. And Salt gets in the team kill. And then we're on to the next round. And so we return with the final round. You can see here the guys getting themselves set up. Calatravian archers again. The 77Y line troops moving out. Let's see. Cavalry on the left. Cavalry to the right. Line troops in the middle. Carrying Bardiche and polearms. Good anti-horse polearm stuff. Looking good. And there's Count Confusion at the back looking confused. Calatravian archers moving in. So, Norfendel, Sentinel of Gondor. Here's the troops getting themselves set up. There's Andre, Quibez, Dusel, Loki, Disama, Bravehead, Midgarder, Surf, and there's Scarface on the far end. And running in between is Andre. So you can see the Calatravian archers trying to engage the enemy at long distance, and you've got these guys here moving over to the far right hand side. So there's the Fellowship Gimli following the Fellowship Frodo, the Fellowship Boromir, and of course the 37th Foot. Now moving in, and in comes a charge from the cavalry. Who are these fine fellows? It is of course the 77Y going after one of the scouts. Let's see, no, there's Magician Hovis in there, and he's not that much of a magician because he didn't manage to magician himself up some decent armour. So if for whatever reason you... Oh, somebody just threw a javelin into Landsmack, skewered him beyond belief. He is now a two-legged kebab. And there's Millsy in as well, pops out the Bardiche, goes for a practice swing, and then starts looking for the enemy. And you've got to be careful. And is he going to attack that tree? No, I don't think so, but he is got to be careful of all those javelins coming from behind all of these line troops. Look at these guys popping up to chuck out a javelin at the enemy. So here's Merxora. Oh, Merxora killing poor old veteran midget. Oh, poor midget. I bet he thought, oh, he had a life, he had a family. Oh no, he had a dog. Colonel Barbs has just taken a polearm through the head. And here is Tywin Lannister of the 33rd, looking for potential victims to crash into. There's one down. And you've got Alfred Deville in there with the hammer. And we're looking at Stewards of Gondor. Gondor with a fantastic shield wall working really well here. Along with obviously the 77Y on the left hand side. So the Calatrivian archers doing a great job. And the only drawback is... No, these are the 77Y guys, so they'll be fine. There's Genghis Salt in there as well. So these guys are in a pretty strong position. Now, if we look at these line troops moving over, so you can see the 77Y line troops moving up behind their tall shields, the teardrop shaped shield, and you can see they're taking a lot of fire. But there we go, at the same time as the foot troops attack, so do the cavalry. Oh my goodness, there's a shirtless man in there. There's Corporal Draken, who is looking very, very half naked. Now, if he manages to survive, I'll be impressed. Yeah, that was hardly a foregone conclusion. Oh no, the Calatrivian arrowmen have taken down the king of the 15th. St. Chris I. Can't be the bitter regicide. He is no more as the Heskars move over as well. Oh, as poor old Pardonek of Calatrava gets bashed to the floor at the same time as there was a quick axing going on there. Somebody axed him a question and it didn't go well. So you can see now the remainder of the troops trying to defend themselves. These guys slowly moving back under the onslaught. The onslaught, I say, of the likes of the 15th. There's a hobbit in there as well. There we go. And a little bit of... There we go. The 15th taking down Calatravans, Lutano, and Scarface with a nice javelin into Eddard Stark. So there's Kubi from the 33rd, mighty spear arm, looking for a target. Oh, takes down the shield of one of his opponents. So one of his opponents does no longer have a shield. And that was Corporal Ryan. He's now happened to change things around. Picked up a spare shield, looking for an opportunity to plant that polearm in the body of a horse, or possibly another person. We'll have to wait and see. Pulls out the Bardiche and is waiting to see what's going to happen. Seems to have that Bardiche ready for a very savage downward swing. Just like that. Oh dear. He's got to be careful. There we go. Swipes round. And then Dutch Ref manages to kill Bravehead at the same time. So, now as you can see, Dutch Ref with a pretty substantial mace there. A nasty, nasty club. As the Brodge of Brunswick takes down Lieutenant Murray, you can see who is this hedgehog. There's Bradders, the veritable battle hedgehog, as you can see. Oh, look at that. Oh, Cosmic Nate of Brunswick taken down by parts. And there we have it, Sir Bodge taken down by Mr. Blue. And that has been it for tonight, boys and girls. That is your line battle. Good games to all. Thank you to all the clans that took part. And yes, even to Mac. Always good to see him, even though he lost his original Mac face, which is a real shame. Because that original Mac face had real character. I loved it. Anyway, thanks for watching, boys and girls. We'll see you again next time for more native line battles. Take care.